Well, good morning everyone. Welcome back to Poorboys Little Homestead. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today I'm still having a little issues with my 2006 Nissan Frontier 4-wheel drive here. I don't know if you've seen the video a few days ago where I give the throttle body a cleaning. Because when I'd come to a stop, it'd go dead. Well, I've had vehicles previously through the years that when that would happen, I'd clean the throttle body and that's all it was. Well, I cleaned the throttle body on this one and it acted right there for a little while, but after driving about 30 or 40 miles, it went dead on me again. But this time it throwed a code. It ain't never throwed me a code. It throwed a code P0340, which is a camshaft sensor bank 1. There's 2 camshaft sensors on this truck. One of them's on the passenger side and one of them's on the driver's side. This is a V6 4.0 engine. So today I went and I picked up this little camshaft sensor. This is supposed to be bank 1. The other one I think has a little crook on it, where this one's straight. And like I said, this will be part of the passenger side. Now I hope this fixes it, because if this ain't it, the next thing's gonna have to be the fuel pump's going out. But since it throwed me a code, I'm gonna try this. But the problem with this is, it ain't no easy chore. I'm gonna get y'all over here and show you. It's way back there in the very back between the engine and the firewall. So we're gonna have to take some of this plastic covering off the top of the engine here just to give us a little more room. And then we're gonna see if we can get in here and get this thing replaced. So y'all bear with me. You may have to hold your ears every now and then. When I start doing this mechanical work, it gets me a little frustrated. I always said mechanic work can make a good preacher man say a curse word. So let's get over here and let's see what we can do. Alright guys, so to start out with, we're going to remove this top little plastic cover off the engine here. It takes 2. It's got 2 number 10 bolts right here, 10 millimeter. We're going to remove that and see if it'll give me just a little bit more room to lay back there and see. Guys, I always wondered, or would love to have a pickup truck built like a 18-wheeler. You know, a long nose 18-wheeler, the whole front end, you just undo 2 little buckles and the whole front end will tilt up, radiator and all, and then you can get in there on the engine and work on it. I wish they made vehicles like that. But I'm gonna put my 2 bolts right back. If I don't put my bolts back where I got them from, I'll lose them. Now my hand is shade tree mechanic, and you drop something on the ground in this grass, it's hard to find it. Alright, now we got this off. I'm gonna lay it over. I covered the battery up right there with it. Now for my researching, it shows that it's easier to lay up here and reach in from this side to do the one on the passenger side. So I'm gonna get me a stick and put under this hood on that side so I can move that rod out the way. Got me a flashlight here. Got my ratchet with my 10 millimeter. I got 2 different ones. One's got a swivel and one's just straight. I don't know which one might be able to fit in there. This is more or less gonna be a feel as you go. I got a short handled shovel right here I'm gonna put over there to hold the hood up. We're gonna lay this towel right up across this top of this engine here. Not that it's gonna help much. And now guys, y'all get to see my old slick bald head, so y'all might need to put your sunglasses on so it won't blind you. Now guys, this bracket right here that holds this, just a bracket holding this wire housing. Look like a 10mm bolt. I'm gonna pull that bolt out. That way I can slide that back, might give me a little more visual with my eye. And that didn't give me much room neither. Guys, I'm thinking that's it right there. That's it right there. I got my finger on. So I gotta just take my hand and feel and put that bolt on that nut and undo it. See, y'all ain't gonna be able to watch me undoing it, because right now I got this camera stuck right where my hand's gonna be. And trust me, this is the only hole to get there. So we're gonna try to undo that bolt, pull that sensor out, and then I'll get it hopefully where I got enough slack I can get it where I can see how to get the wire unplugged from the sensor. So here we go, guys. And y'all would know it. There's another wiring harness right there in the way. So I'm gonna get a pair of pliers, and it's got a little plastic clip on it. And I'm gonna see if I can cut that little clip to get that harness moved out of my way. All right. Now by the time I get through wallering around on top of this engine, ain't no telling what all I may have broke. Alright guys, I got the ratchet on the nut. I got it broke loose. I hope this is the right part when it comes out. I ain't removing something else back there, am I? Be careful not to drop this nut, Eddie. This bolt is a bolt, not a nut. I can feel it now. It's a bolt coming out of there. There's the little bolt, guys. Now, how hard is this gonna be to pull out? Guys, y'all better get ready to put the fingers on them ears now. The devil's messing with me. All right, I got it coming out. Now then. Now then. Got oil all over it. Now we're gonna move around to the other side and see if I can get enough slack to see how to remove it. I'm gonna put my hood latch back on this side. So I can move my shovel out the way. On that side. Well guys, there it is right there. But I ain't gonna be able to film this next part because that's all the slack I got. You can see that clip right there in front of my thumbnail, which ain't much of a nail on that thumb. That's the one I hit with a hammer a few months ago. I gotta push that gray deal in on that clip right there, and I'm gonna probably have to take a little screwdriver, and then I can release this sensor. So y'all ain't gonna get to see it when it's actually getting done. I'm gonna see if I can take a flat screwdriver, and it would help if you wasn't half blind and had to wear glasses. And I had read that this is about the hardest part of this job, is getting this little clip to go down. Guys, I think I got the clip pushed down, but I can't get it out. Give me a paper towel and get some of the oil off of it. And maybe just maybe you can't get both hands in here. You only can get one hand in there. Guys, a few years ago, I'd have done cussed this thing up one side and down the other. But you know what? I've learned over the years that that ain't never accomplished nothing. But I ain't got it off of there yet. Looking at this one to see if it might give me a clue. About something. Uh-oh, come back here. Guys, that's it right there. And that, at the end of that screwdriver where that tab is, supposedly you push that tab down, then you can pull that sensor right out of the plug. It pushed down so far and I can't get it to go no further. So right now I'm going to take a pair of pliers and see if I can push on it just a little bit harder. Maybe it goes on down a little further. Got it, guys. The deal was when I was pushing down on that little clip, I couldn't push it far enough, but I got these crooked nose pliers in there and give it a little squeeze, and I heard it when it snapped. And then I had to take it and grab a hold of this with these pliers and push on the other end with a screwdriver because I can't get my hands in there. So we got it out. Now guys, we've been to put the new one back on there. Guys, we may have trouble here. This is the one that come out of there, and this is the new one I bought. You can see where the bolt hole and where the little pin is that slides in the clip ain't on the same side. Alright guys, this project ain't gonna get done today because this ain't the right part. You can see the difference. See that little tab on top of that one that has to go in that wiring harness? And this one here tab, but the bolt holes don't line up with the top. But the harness is so big you can't get the bolt in there. Alright guys, so I drove 6 miles back to AutoZone, and I went in the store and I took the little part there to them, and the man that was there this morning wasn't in there. It was a lady there, and I told her I'd bought this sensor this morning and what it was for, and I said, but this is the part number I looked up last night. And I still had it on my phone. I showed it to her. Well, she punched that part number. She said, yeah, we got it. I said, well, I need to change it, because this one ain't right. But since there wasn't nobody in the store, she got the part. I said, well, punch in my truck again and let's see what pops up. Because this morning, that guy, when I gave him that number, I told him, I said, I want you to punch my truck in y'all's computer to make sure I didn't make a mistake. And I watched him, and I was reading the screen when he done it. He put in my 2006 Nissan Frontier 4.0 engine. And it didn't pop up the same number I had. It popped up the one he gave me, the one that y'all just seen wouldn't work. He said, which one you want? I said, well, I want the one you got on your screen, because this is y'all's store and y'all's computer. I may have messed up last night. But when she punched in my vehicle this afternoon, it popped up the exact same number I had. So I don't know if that was a glitch in the computer or a glitch in between me and that fella this morning, and we both looked at the same thing. So I don't know what happened, guys. If I wouldn't have been reading the screen this morning with him, I'd have said, well, that guy just maybe punched in the wrong model of vehicle or something, but I read the screen with him. But anyway, we on the way back home, and I'm finna see if I can get this thing put together before dark. And pray that the good Lord blesses me and this sensor fixes it, and it ain't that fuel pump going out. Alright guys, so we back from AutoZone. And now this one ought to plug right in there. Now guys, when you put that sensor in there and you squeeze that in and it goes, that little gray deal right there automatically pops back in to let you know it's in there good. So right now I'm finna get some oil, and I'm gonna put on this rubber O-ring just so it'll have a little oil coating on it when I push it back up in that engine. And then we're gonna see if we can get it pushed in there and line this bolt to hold up and get that bolt back in. Guys, I got a little STP oil treatment here. I'm gonna rub on that O-ring and hopefully it'll slip right on back in there. Just put a little dab on my finger. Reach down there and just rub it around that O-ring. I'll take my rag and try to wipe off the end of that sensor to make sure none's on it. Which I think that sensor gets oil on it anyway when it's stuck in that engine. I'm pretty sure that other was oily when I took it out. But I'm gonna clean it just to make sure. Don't want too much of that on there, and that causes it to act up. Now guys, if I can get this back in this hole and get this bolt lined up, this is all by feel. And that popped right in place, guys. So now if I can just get the bolt lined up without dropping the bolt, I got it started. I'm gonna surprise y'all. I'm gonna get this done without saying that curse word. Unless this don't fix it. If this don't fix it, guys, I might still say a little curse word. Nah, like I said, I learned a long time ago, doing all that cursing don't help a thing. Not one bit. Alright, that's in there. So now I'm going to put my little bolt right here that was holding this wiring harness on top of this engine. Alright guys, y'all can pull your sunglasses off now. I put my hat back on my head. We're going to take these two little bolts that I put right here where I wouldn't lose them. We're going to put this top piece back on. I really can't say that give me any more room or anything back there by taking that off. I really don't think it did. I think I could have left that on. I don't think it it may give me just a little bit of more eye room right over the top there, maybe. And for you ones that's watching real close, that wire and harness that I snipped that little plastic off back there, it ain't got room to go nowhere, so I ain't worried about clipping that back on. So guys, now the moment of truth. We finna put the hood down, we finna get the inside, and hopefully she fires right up, and we finna go for a road test. I'm gonna drive her enough miles today just to see if it's got it fixed. Y'all see anything I forgot? If you do, tell me. Thank you. Alright guys, here we go. We're finished. Crank her up. Ooh, she fired right up. My grandson was in here. He got all the blinkers on, headlights on, the heater's on. It's 110 degrees and he got the heater on. He was in here playing a while ago. Let's go down the road. Alright guys, you got your seat belt on? I'm gonna put my seat belt on. There's what this one-lane road looks like. A whole bunch of holes, cow pastures, cornfield, bean field. Guys, that right there is something. Some of you seeing these videos may not know what a soybean field looks like. That right there is a soybean field. And it ain't made no soybeans yet, or I'd go out there and show you the soybeans, but it ain't got to the point where it's got no soybeans on it yet. But that right there is a soybean field. That's where your soybeans come from, that makes oil and all different products out of soybean oil. Now, I just give y'all that little bit for free. Didn't cost y'all a dime. Now we're gonna drive this thing for about 10 miles. Because apparently when I cleaned the throttle body, I didn't drive it far enough that day to get the engine good and hot. Because one of the main symptoms that I've been having here is this truck would fire right up when it was cold. But when it was hot, after you killed it, when you went to crank it, the engine would turn over and over and over and over and over, and most time you had to give it a little gas to make it crank. And that was the first symptoms that started. Before it started going dead, it stops. And then, like I said, yesterday is when it just quit going down the road, and when I went to fire it back up, it took turning over and over and over, and it fired back up. So we're gonna drive it and we're gonna get our temperature up good, and we're gonna go back to the house before I kill it, because I ain't killing it on the side of the road, because it may not crank if it is a fuel pump. But I'm finna drive a little while and I'll get back with y'all. Alright guys, I done made me about a 20-mile trip. Stopping, going, taking off, stopping, making turns. Truck's running good. But here's gonna be the true test. I'm back at the house. We finna kill it. And if it fires up without having to wind over, I'm gonna think I got it fixed this time. All right, so we killed her. Here we go. Guys, it fired right up. So if you have a vehicle and when you start coming to a stop and it goes dead and it'll fire right back up easily, I would check my throttle body and clean it first. If you have a vehicle that starts going dead when you come to a stop, kind of cuts out sometimes when you're driving down the road. And the most important thing is it'll crank while it's cold, but after it gets warm, and when I say warm, the operating temperature on the vehicle is hot, and you kill it, and you have to sit there and it whines before it cranks, then I would look into the camshaft sensor. But I hope this little video helped someone out along the way, because myself, I had to do some research and I did watch some other videos. And that's what this channel is all about, trying to make videos that helps people out. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, it'll help me grow my channel. Share my videos on your social media. And thanks for watching again. Hope y'all have a great day. God bless. See y'all next time.